The IDCA, the International Data Center Authority, is laying the groundwork for the future of the application ecosystem and the future digital economy. We do training and certifications for data center owner-operators, end users, and vendors. We do product certifications for data center products and services. We provide facility audits and assessments and certifications based on our Infinity paradigm. And we also provide consulting services for governments and municipalities for the development of digital economies and digital hubs. I was reading the findings report of one of the audits that we had done for a state. And as I was going through our findings, I really, the findings report itself had a couple hundred pages of just issues, really. And as I was going through these issues, I was identifying about a dozen different vendors that were going to be required to at least mitigate what the existing issues were, or even to be involved in possibly a greenfield build or whatever recommendation we were going to come up with eventually. And something kind of clicked there where it's like, look, wouldn't it be great if we could actually recommend vendors ex post facto, an audit or an assessment, because we've already vetted these vendors. And that really all came together in a system design service certification, an SDS certification. And we've launched it to the industry, and it's been very well received so far. We've already certified a handful of companies. There's another half dozen or so that are going through the process currently, and there's a queue of another dozen or so companies that are waiting to go through the process. I think within the next 18 months or so, this is going to be an industry standard, and an SDS certification will almost be an industry requirement in order to be involved in certain level projects. In terms of who should be getting IDCA training and certifications, the answer is everyone in our industry, literally every single person that is involved in the data center industry. And I'm not talking about just owner-operators and data center managers and facilities engineers, etc. In fact, I'm going to refer to a conversation I had recently with the co-founder and vice president of a very large colo that we do a lot of work with here in the United States. And this individual said, not only do I think it's important for everybody on my staff to have IDCA training and certifications, but I would almost insist that every single vendor and every single integrator that comes into our facilities has the same training and certifications, so that our customers know that everybody's on the same page. There's not going to be any wrong buttons pressed, and everybody knows what they're doing and is being safe. And of course, I said, I'm just going to go ahead and quote you on that from now on, obviously. But I totally agree, especially even with the vendor part. Salespeople for vendors should have some form of IDCA certification, specifically at least a DCIS, Data Center Infrastructure Specialist. A, it's going to make you better at your job. B, it's going to help you better speak the language of the individuals and teams that you're selling your products to within the data center. And it's going to open up a lot of doors too, and create a lot of opportunities, and bring an extra level of credibility to what you and your team are doing within the data center industry. Adoption of the Infinity paradigm is the path forward for the industry. We have to focus on the application, and that is a direction that is actually kind of a new concept. The way that we traditionally have designed data centers is that we build the shell, and then you shove the IT into the shell, and then you shove whatever applications you can into that IT. And it's really the reverse way of doing it is how we should have been doing it this whole time, where you have to design the IT around the application and then design the infrastructure around the IT. That's the most efficient way forward. And that is the premise of the Infinity paradigm, is that it takes the application first approach, where you have 7 different stack layers all interconnected with each other. And those layers of the stack are application, platform, compute, IT infrastructure, site facility infrastructure, site, and then topology. And then assessing 7 different efficacies amongst those layers is how you're going to be able to come up with a grade. And each layer is only as strong as the weakest one and the weakest grade. And those 7 efficacies are operations, innovation, safety and security, availability, efficiency, capacity, and resilience. And this holistic application-first approach must go well beyond just mechanical and electrical redundancies, because we have to take this holistic approach that focuses on the application. This is the path forward for the industry. This is how we're going to achieve the highest levels of efficiency.